So back to Raptors MyGM. Last time we played and played that game against Cleveland. We actually won that one. Now we sit at a 5-game winning streak. So 30-15 record on the season. Not too bad, I guess, for the Raptors, who are in a tough, I guess, Eastern Conference with the Cavs and the 76ers. Kyrie, 27 points in that one, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal in that one, 10 for 19 shooting, 4 for 11 from the 3-point line. Whereas LeBron, 17. In our game, though, for the Raptors, DeMar, 31 points, our player of the game, 1 rebound, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 12 for 17 shooting, and 3 for 7 from the 3-point line. Yet he's not really that good of a 3-point shooter even to begin with, so it's pretty good there. Whereas Thad Young, 16 points in 17 minutes played, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 7 for 9 shooting, and 2 for 2 from the 3-point line, even though he has no 3-point shot whatsoever in his game. So incredible performance by Thad Young in that game, and he's just looking really good in a Raptors uniform though. He looks great in a Raptors uniform. I gotta bring him back next year. So his stats though, let's take a look at his stats. I just love seeing his stats in this game. It's just amazing to see that. But the thing about Thad Young, hopefully he doesn't complain as much as a man we went to replace him with, which was Terrence Ross. So Terrence Ross could play tons of times. That's why we axed him, got rid of him, and now we got a better guy in Thad Young, where hopefully he doesn't complain. If he does, kind of suck. But right now he's raised concerns about the training intensity being too low and wants to talk to you about it. So every time this happens in my GM, I get duped. I end up losing morale for that player. So I'm not making any more promises in this match, in this franchise mode. So I'll leave it at that though. I'm pretty sure the morale doesn't drop that much if you go and ignore him. So I think we're good there. But now record 13-15 in the season, not too bad I guess for the season. As the Cavs, somehow they're having a great season, obviously. A 36-9 record on the season, 800 winning percentage, pretty nice there. But we're only 6 games back against them for first in the East. Whereas the 76ers 35-11, they're 1.5 games back. So the 76ers stepping up big with Gerald Bayless, Lance Stevenson, Kevin Durant, Dario Saric, Jahlil Okafor. They have a huge team. Joel Embiid's not even good in this franchise mode. This is before, I made this before the season even started. So that's why Joel Embiid's not an 87 overall like he should be in real life. And he's not commanding the process like he is in real life. But in this matchup though, this game mode, somehow the 76ers good without even a real point guard and shooting guard Lance Stevenson. He's more of a bench shooting guard when you look at his overall. So pretty odd there. I guess it's all Kevin Durant who's bringing Philadelphia maybe a ring this year if he just plays well enough to keep the team in his back. So Kevin Durant's back. Be broken by the end of the season, just carrying the 76ers to hopefully a long playoff berth. Because I want to see the 76ers succeed, even though, they're in our conference. I want to see them succeed regardless, just because the 76ers, they need all the winning they can get after years of losing. Like, man, you got to give it to them. They're just playing well, I guess, in this franchise mode. So our team right now, I'm not sure if I should really make any more moves, I guess, before the trade deadline. I think their team is perfect for the rest of the season. So we'll go and sim up to this All-Star weekend and see if Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, our backcourt duo, is All-Stars once again. So let's go sim up to that matchup, or sim up to the All-Star weekend, and see what our record is, and see if we have some All-Stars. So a brief update on the injury situation. Now Norman Powell is finally back from the torn hand ligament. He's finally back in the lineup. Thank God. So we can order this lineup better at bet on here. So we have 78 overall Will Barton. We got 87 and 87 overall DeMar and Kyle. And the rest, it seems pretty good, I guess, though, for our team. So Corey Joe looks like he's back practicing, I guess, as he's updated in his pulled hamstring. And finally, we have, Jared Jack should actually be playing, in fact. He's played so well in relief of Corey Joe as our backup point guard. So, I don't know, maybe get Jared Jack's minutes might be a good idea, but we'll check out what happened to Norm, though. Norm's got to have some minutes in this team, though. He's playing so well in real life. Want to give him some minutes in this game just because, it's Norman Powell. I love the guy in real life. So, should we go and extend our bench? I think we're actually good enough the way we are. We'll wait until All-Star Weekend, see if we can make any adjustments if we lose a few games in a row. But right now, I think our team's good enough. Let's go and continue on the sim and see what our record is. So we just won against the Spurs, won against the Spurs, and we just won against the Pacers on here too. So back-to-back W's by the Raptors. Now to 7-game winning streak, and finally reach level 17. We might as well just go and add something in effects right now. So we'll go and add defensive awareness to our teams. So 32-15 record on the season, 85 team chem, and we're getting a trade offer for Jonas Valanciunas to the Atlanta Hawks for Dwight Howard. What the heck? So get Valanciunas, Jared Solinger for Dwight Howard and Charlie Villanueva. I can't say it too well, but this is not even close to a deal I even want. So Dwight Howard, overpaid, overrated, I guess, in this game because he's only 81 overall. He's getting paid way too much for his overall. His defense and rebounding is fantastic. His athleticism is C-. It's pretty good. But the thing is that we're good where we're at. We don't need a brand new guy. Let's be playing the role of Valanciunas anyway, because Valanciunas, he's got similar athleticism, similar rebounding, similar defense, and And even better, he's got a mid-range shot. So we'll stick with him. We're good there. We're not going to get rid of Jonas Valanciunas and Jared Sullinger for a guy into Dwight Howard. So decline that trade. We're facing the Rockets now. His former team, Dwight's former team, actually won that game too. So 8-game winning streak right now. And let's check this out. So they wanted to go up to 10 games. Okay, we could probably do that. Why not 10? We could go and push 10. Why not? What were we facing up next though? Memphis Grizzlies might be actually a tough one because they're a pretty spotty team. Sometimes the Memphis Grizzlies are just amazing in these seasons, but sometimes they're pretty bad. So I have no idea what they are right now. But trade deadline's coming up. We don't really need to do anything there. Can you the sim? Do you win? Do you win? Come on, let's see this. Former Vancouver Grizzlies, and we lost the game though. We got destroyed in that game. Damn it. So why is Jonas Valanciunas like even getting trade offers for? He's not even on my trade block. But Jonas Valanciunas. And we got Norman Powell for Jordan Clarkson and J.R. Smith. I mean, I want J.R. Smith. I like the guy there, but nah, I'm not going to do it for JV, though. JV's in this team. He's royalty in this team. But Corey Joe finally got back from the sore hamstring. Now he's finally officially back in the lineup. So, wait. Why is Yai even in there? Thad's going to be playing the starting minutes. What the heck? So bring down Yai just a bit. We need Thad to be playing some minutes because he's crucial to our team. So we'll leave him there. I think we're good. So we're facing off against the Atlanta Hawks. We won that one. Now let's start up another wing streak. Now back-to-back against Pistons. We're facing off against Memphis, get revenge. We lost again to Memphis. So Memphis, I mean, they got our number and they know how to dial it. So they're not really doing too well against Memphis this season. But 35-17, not too bad. Considering we could probably maybe win the next 5 and go 40-17 in the season. That'd be fantastic. So get another trade for Jonas Valanciunas for a first-round pick, top 5 protected by the Magic. And Bismack Biyombo, the former Raptor himself. So Bismack, love the man, but the thing is, he's making more than JV is at a lower overall and lower production grade. So no way was I'm not making that trade any day of the week. I gotta decline that one. So recent trade discussions between you and another team ended up in the hands of the press. What do you have to say about that? Amateur hour, I guess. I don't know. I'll just say what the owner wants to say. So 35-17, we won against the Miami Heat. The Heat are terrible in real life. We had to win against them. So another trade came up, and your Brooklyn Nets want Kyle Lowry and GV in a package for Brook Lopez and wait, is it Bohan or Bodon? I already know who it is, but Bogdanovic. So man, like, yeah, Bohan Bogdanovic. So like, this is not even close. Look at this. Look at this. We got 3.5 stars, 2.5 stars. For 2 stars and 1.5 star in Brook Lopez. So this is a terrible trade. Like, Brook Lopez in real life, apparently he can't rebound at all. He's terrible at rebounding. That's what I've been hearing. But Brook Lopez terrible in real life and on this game. For JV, a man who's this clutch at rebounding, A+. He's got athleticism to him, and plus he got a good shot on him too for a center. So this is the worst trade I've ever seen, Brooklyn. That's why you're bad. You're making these terrible trades. No way again. So we won against the Atlanta Hawks. Won against the Orlando Magic now. But JV, or Jared Sullinger, sorry, come down with an injury, pinched nerve in the back. 4 to 6 weeks he's out of here. So, oh no, not another big man injury. Not again. So at least we have Thad Young to back him up, and we do have Yai too. So, or Yi, I think. Yeah, Yi. I don't know why I keep saying Yai, but Yi, 76 overall. He's not too bad, I guess. You can go and fill in at the backup power forward position. Plus, we do have Michael Beasley on there too. Could step up big too. So in this offseason, I'm glad I picked up all his big men because we need them right now. And yeah, it just came in handy, I guess. But now against the Celtics, might as well just shoot global. And we lost big though. Okay, so 38-18. Not too bad of a record, I guess, but still, we're kind of spotty. We lost against Memphis back-to-back there, both matchups. We lose against the Celtics, a team we need to go and beat in the Eastern Conference. So, okay, it's not Boston's better than us, but we do have the Brooklyn Nets 31-25, and the Philadelphia 76ers 44-13. They're killing it this season, so I don't know how they're winning this many games. I guess it's probably the Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons effect right there. Same with the Okafor too. They have a pretty good team, a big man. Plus, they have Serge Ibaka coming off the bench at 6th man, so that's probably why they're winning all these games. Just that big 4, I guess, for the big man in Kevin Durant. I guess, but Kevin Durant's almost a big man considering his size. But Ben Simmons, Jahlil Okafor, and Serge Ibaka, and plus Joel Embiid, Nerlens Noel, Dario Saric. Their team is stacked on the bench. That's why they're winning these games, because their bench is amazing. So they're first in the East, first in their division, first in the power rankings. That's pretty good, I guess, for the 76ers. So we'll go to their standings and see what these even look like. Go to the conference. So number 1 in the East. Does that mean they're number 1 in the NBA? And the Philadelphia 76ers are number 1 in the NBA. That is incredible to see that. So on the road, I guess we're Road Warriors 21-6. As for the Raptors, though, we are 21-6 on the road, 17-12 at home. Not really that good, I guess, because I mean, look at like Philadelphia 22-7 and the Cavs 25-3. So one of those home losses were due to us. So looks like we're 5.5 games back of the 76ers. It looks like we're around 4 or 3.5 games back of the Cavs. So check out the East. Let's go check out what the West is right now. So the Trailblazers 37-20. They're number 1 in the West with a terrible record, I guess, considering it's the West. Usually it's Golden State and the Spurs on top. The Spurs, they're 36-22, and the Minnesota Timberwolves 36-20. I don't know how they're that bad, but I mean, I don't know. It's a weird division, I guess, considering that we're 38-18. We could be number 1 in the West, I guess, just depending on our wins and losses. So I don't know how that happened. I guess now the East might be the better overall conference than the West is, which is pretty surprising there. So now let's get what are happening with the power rankings. We're 3rd in the league in power rankings, 4th in 2Ks, and it looks like 6th in Mark Spears. So it looks like Philadelphia number 1 at all of those. The Cavs number 2. I mean number 1. Actually not number 1 in all of them. I guess the Cavs number 1. Mark Spears mine. But let's just check out GM power rankings. It looks like we're 4th there. Blazers are 3rd, and the 76ers are 2nd, and the Cleveland Cavaliers 1 is 1st. So right now we're not doing that good, I guess, but now it is time for the All-Star break and see if we have any All-Stars this season. Hopefully we do, and Kyle DeMar, or even more than that, who knows. But we'll go to what happened for awards and see who's doing our award races first before we do All-Star participants. So number 1 MVP LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and Chris Paul. Kevin Durant should be number 1, just based on the 76ers, how well they're doing this season. So that's that for MVP. Rookie of the Year, Jason Tatum, Dennis Smith, Harry Giles, Ivan Rabb, and Malik Monk. Sixth Man of the Year, we have Chris Bosh on the Heat still, Ricky Rubio, Brandon Knight, TJ McConnell, and Sean Livingston. Defensive Player of the Year, LeBron James, MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year so far. Be pretty crazy if he gets both of them, almost averaging a triple-double on the season with 26, 9.3, and 9. But next is Draymond Green, Karl Anthony Towns, who's out for 1 to 2 months with a torn left elbow ligament, which is pretty bad, I guess. We have Paul George and Andre Drummond. So a little bit of diversity there with the small forwards in, with Paul George and LeBron. Most improved though is Kyrie Irving, 27.6 points per game. He's killing it there. He's going to obviously get that one. But that's about it. So now next up is your All-Star participants for 2018. Hopefully you got some All-Stars here. So you have Kyrie Irving at point guard, John Wall, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, Jimmy Butler, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Love, Andre Drummond, Isaiah Thomas, and Goran Dragic, but no DeMar DeRozan, and Kyle Lowry. It's just terrible though. How are they not even on there? Let's check out what happened for Goran Dragic though. He's got 78 overall. What are his stats? Is he even good this season? 18.8 points per game, 7.6 assists. Maybe his assists, I guess, that are getting him up there, plus his steals too. So Goran Dragic on there. Got Isaiah Thomas, who deserves it, obviously. Mr. Fourth Quarter right there. Andre Drummond, who's not having that great of a season, I guess, considering what he did last year, but he's on there. Kevin Love, he's on there too, having a great season. Giannis, he deserves it. Jimmy Butler, he deserves it. Reggie Jackson, I don't know if he's really deserving. I guess Kyle Lowry could be better than him. But we'll check out Kyle Lowry and DeMar's stats right after this. You have Paul George, who deserves it. Kevin Durant deserves it. LeBron, and John Wall, and Kyrie. So, looks like 2 Cavs on there. And we do have Kevin Durant there as the leader of the 76ers on the Eastern All-Star. But for the West, we do have Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, DeMarcus Cousins, Kawhi Leonard, Karl Anthony Towns, Steph Curry, James Harden, Tyreek Evans, Draymond Green, Marc Gasol, Dame, Mike Conley, and that's about it. So, that's the West. Dunk contest, we have Marquise Chris. You have Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. We got Dennis Smith and Mario Hezonja. In the 3-point contest, we have CJ McCollum, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, James Harden, Dame, and Kyle Lowry's in there. So even though he's not an Eastern All-Star, he's on the 3-point contest, which is pretty weird, I guess. So let's go to his stats for the season. He's got 18.1 points per game. Never mind, he's not even that good this season. So that's probably why he's not on the All-Star game, because he's having a pretty bad good season compared to last year, though. 19.3, 18.1. And assists are both on point, and he's better at stealing this year than last year. So I don't know what's up there. Even his field goal percentage is up there too, and his 3-point shot is over 0.4. So I actually have no idea why he wasn't an All-Star. He's having a great season though compared to last year. Only 1 point per game less. He's still having a great season, but I don't know why Kyle Lowry wasn't on there. Let's check out what happened for the rest of this though. So you have stars. You have Joel Thorpe. You have Terrence Ferguson, Jaylen Brown, and so on down there. At least you have Dennis Smith, Buddy Hield, Ivan Rabb, Joel Embiid, and the rest down there. So it's pretty weird that Kevin Durant, or at least that DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry weren't All-Stars this season. Let's check out their stats, see if they're worthy or not. I don't know if they're worthy or not, that's the thing. Let's go to this. So even DeMar, though, 19.3 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 1.1 steals. He's having a decent season, better at 3-point percentage than last year, better at field goal percentage overall last year, better at free throw percentage than last year. But I guess it's compared to playing half season than a full season, so we can't really rule that out yet. But still, though, he's having a great overall season, on the pace to go and beat his previous season last year. But we'll go in the next thing, which is, I guess he's having a great overall season, though. I don't know how he didn't make the All-Star team, but I guess the talent in the East is pretty good compared to what the West offers, and that's probably why he didn't make it. So next up, though, try to check out what happened for contract extensions, see if you need to re-sign anybody. We do have Will Barton on here who wants to re-sign. Maybe you could re-sign him now, dude. We went and got rid of Terrence Ross's salary. It's a 2-year deal, 16 mil. That's all we can offer at this point, though. 2-year. What'd you want to do? A 3-year deal or 2-year deal? We'll try a 2-year deal with player option, maybe. I don't know. We'll go with this. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, so he wants 15.02. Do we have anything we could do? Player option. Why not? 1502, so walk away. I really want to get Will Barton re-signed, though. That's the thing. So Will Barton, if you want to get him re-signed, what could we do in this team? We'll just go to contracts. Who's got the most contract? You have Thad Young, the player option this year. Yeah, Corey Joe. Got Will Barton making 3.53 mil. Norm Powell making $3 million next year, which is pretty weird for a 74 overall. We got Jared Jack and Mo Spates making minimum. But look at this, though. All like, oh, it sucks seeing that Pascal Siakam on there, though. It's brutal. 3 years, just down the toilet to 1.27 million. The rest, though, what do we have? We got Will Barton, who's on here, obviously. Who can even get rid of, though? I really have no idea who can get rid of if you want to re-sign him. Because Jakob Poeltl, he's good at with his contract right now. Yeah, he's good at his contract. Michael Beasley, good at his contract. Even Tyler Lynn, though, pretty good contract there. And Norm Powell. Let's see what we can go get for Norm Powell, though. What do we get from him? Because he's injury prone. I guess his defense is good. His perimeter D is not too bad, I guess. But still, though, what can we get for Norm Powell? Got Richard Jefferson, Devin Harris, got Andrew Nicholson, John Lure, Darnell Stokes, Cody Clarks. Got Josef Nurkic on there too. Really don't want to get him. Zaza Pachulia could have been an All-Star this season. And we have a first-round pick from the San Antonio Spurs for our first-round pick. OKC, Minnesota's first-round pick, Portland's first-round pick. Anyone else? And that's about it. We have Bryce Johnson on here too. Is not too bad there. Let's see Bryce Johnson. He's got decent overall stats, so I like his stats. B+ rebounding, C in athleticism, not too bad, I guess. Only thing is his perimeter defense, but even that, though, doesn't really matter too much. He's only 23 too. So Bryce Johnson on here, he might be a good idea to pick up, but we do have a ton of big men on this team. I think almost too many to go and pick him up there. The rest, though, you have like Andrew Nicholson, who's not too bad there, I guess, but still. We could wait until the offseason to go and re-sign Will Barton, though. Which I'm kind of thinking of doing, though, because Will Barton, I could see his overall dropping. I could see that happening. So, if his overall drops, I guess it won't drop before the player progression thing, but maybe he might drop in time to go and get him a lower salary before we do anything. So right now, I think our team's good. If we don't win anything, we could go and blow up the team if you want to, but still, I think we're good right now. Don't need to go and get rid of any players to go and re-sign anybody. So we're good there. So you could look at some players that we want to go and add on for the next half of the season. So we do have like players like Goldilocks, but we do have Mike Dunleavy on here too, though. 37 years old, brings a little bit more athleticism, or a little bit more veteran presence to this team, though, too. Let's check out what his... Like, he's decent. He's good at 3-point scoring, I know that. He's a 3-point specialist. Overall scorer, not too bad, I guess. His defense needs some work, though. D on defense, not really that good. You don't want a D for defense, basically. Anyone else on here is decent? We do have, like, Hollis Thompson here. Hollis Thompson. Good 3-point scorer, decent at rebounding, okay at defense. So even though it's a C-, it's close to a D+, but it's still better than a D on defense. So Hollis Thompson, could we go and sign him maybe? Let's see if he wants. I know we can sign these guys if we want to. Negotiation. It's a minimum. What do you want? Minimum? Okay, so we just went and signed Hollis Thompson. Why not add him to the bench? So you got him there. So what do we need in this team? So for some reason, they do not want that starting for some reason. Like, this man's making like 10 million. He needs to go and start, obviously. we could give, because we always need like backup power forwards, shooting guards, just in case. Yeah, because we need a backup small forward anyway. So we're good there. We could take a look at maybe getting Mike Dunleavy just in case though. You never know. So go to free agents. Maybe pick up Big Mike just for the heck of it though. Oh, our roster's full. Yeah, we really don't need to pick up Mike Dunleavy. So we're good there with Hollis Thompson. Mike Dunleavy, just do not need him at this point though, just based on the fact that, I mean, I don't know, we don't really need a 3-point scorer at this point because our team is good at 3-point scoring. So jersey sales, want to check those out right now at this point. So number 1 in the league, Kevin Durant, a 76ers jersey is number 1. Next is LeBron, 3rd is Steph, 4th is Kawhi, 5th is Russell Westbrook. Any Raptors in this top 30 though? Yeah, DeMar, and we have Kyle, 22nd and 24th. So not too bad there, I guess. As our team, financially, we're minus 18 mil in the hole though. That's not good at all. So team finances, I really haven't really taken a look at too much at our team finances for pricing and stuff. So you could maybe check out the pricing, because our team is like 3rd in the East. We're not too bad there. So maybe go and raise the prices like 75. Could be a good idea. Raise that. Parking is fine, because parking is a pain in the butt. Anything else? Souvenirs, 10.5 for programs, not too bad there. So maybe take a look at maybe raising coffee just in case, because people love their coffee, and we'll raise it like $3. There we go. Burgers, $5.25. One at $6. Hot dogs, we'll leave it $5.25 though, because like the price of a hot dog should not be the same as a burger. Just gonna put that out there. It's kind of weird seeing that there. So merch, we're good there. I think we're good at our prices, but the fans are gonna be pissed though. No comment. There we go. So we're good there now before the trade deadline. We're not too bad, I guess. But we want to check out the All-Star weekend. We do not have any All-Stars yet for Kyle Lowry in the 3-point contest. So I think we're good at trades though. I think we're good for a team when it comes to the next half of the season. So we'll probably go and sim this right through there and see if anybody makes any trades, I guess. But I don't think we really need to at all. I don't know why I stopped it there. Sim right there. Don't need to make any trades. Continue the sim. I think we're good. So we just went past trade deadline. We check out what happened so far for the trade deadline, transaction-wise. So looks like the Jazz went and trade Joe Johnson and Dedmon for Marcus Morris and Trevor Booker. We signed Hollis Thompson, Nick Stauskas, and Derek Williams. Traded to the Bucks for Mirza Teletovic and Jose Calderon. The Jazz went and signed JaVale McGee, though. We could have got JaVale McGee. Damn it, we're too late on that one. The Wizards went and trade Patrick Patterson and Robin Lopez for Jordan Clarkson. The Kings went and trade Rudy Gay and Ish Smith for Goran Dragic. Anyone else, though? Clint Capello is re-signed. Each-one more was traded for Jeff Whiffy. Fabo Sefolosha trade for Nick Young. And there's our big trade right there, blockbuster. Nick Batum traded for Rudy Gobert, which is pretty crazy there. I thought Rudy Gobert had more offer, or had more trade value there. But anything else? Anderson Varejao signed by the Hawks. Tony Allen traded to the Warriors for 2 second-round picks, including our own second-round pick there too. Wait, no, Tony Allen traded the Nuggets. Never mind. For the Warriors' second-round pick and our second-round pick there. And I think we're good there. So it's where the trades for the trade deadline. Kind of weird there, but really nothing even of substance right there for trades. So injuries right now, though, I want to see this. So looks like Tristan Thompson out for the season with a torn or ruptured left Achilles for the Cavs. Karl Anthony Towns out 8 to 10 weeks with a torn left elbow ligament. Looks like Jared Sullinger out 4 to 6 weeks up there at the biggest injuries in the NBA. Anyone else? We have DeAndre Jordan out 2 to 4 weeks, and that's about it for big injuries. So now we're at the All-Star weekend. Might as well go and check out if Kyle Lowry wins that 3-point contest or not. But on here, we don't have anybody on the rookie stars, so we'll go and skip that. But now let's go and see if Kyle Lowry goes and wins the 3-point contest. Let's go sim this. And it looks like Klay Thompson wins that one for the 3-point contest. Kyle Lowry does not get his title. So Kyle, he's good in real life at 3-point scoring. In this game, he's good too, but just not good enough to go and beat the Splash Brother Klay Thompson. So let's go and sim this game though and see who wins the overall East and West All-Star game. And it looks like the West went destroyed 128-92 finals. So maybe just put it out there though, if DeMar Kyle was in a team, we'd have a lot more heart and probably would have won that one. Just gonna put that out there. So we lost the game. LeBron 60 points, Paul George 13, Reggie Jackson 11 in that one, Kyrie at 10, Kevin Durant 9 points in that one, and that's about it. So the West though, it looks like Dame dropped 30 to 50 minutes. It's pretty crazy. He's probably the overall MVP there for the All-Star game. But even Russell Westbrook though, a triple-double there in the All-Star game, 12, and 10, and 5. So maybe even he could have won MVP. But look at this though, perfect shooting, 11 for 11 on the day for Dame. He's gonna have All-Star Weekend MVP in that game. So we got that there. So I guess let me zip it off here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Raptors MyGM. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.